Yesterday, I tried out a mage only method for Yama, and it kinda slaps. It also allows you to bring a ton of food for any goofs you make, which for me is sometimes necessary. The only real requirement I'd say for this is the purging staff, and you might be able to get away with not having it, but I didn't try because of how nice the spec is towards the end of the fight. We also brought Accursed Scepters to spec the boss at the beginning of the fight, but it definitely is possible without because Dark Demon Bane is super overpowered when paired with Mark of Darkness. Stay out of melee range for the entire fight. If you get smacked without prey melee up, it's gonna hurt. I was definitely victim of multiple 40+ melee smacks. When you're at a distance, Yama's auto attacks will either put flames or shadows on your character, pray magic for flames, and range for shadows. For phase 1 and phase 2, there are a few mechanics that can be put into two categories, fire and shadow. If you see the boss throw fire into the air or drop a meteor on your dome piece, run onto the fire glyphs to null all fire damage for a few seconds. If you see the boss launch shadows at you or into the air, run onto the shadow glyphs. Yama will always start the phase with the special that corresponds to the glyphs closest to the throne and alternates each special, so you can work your way around the room kind of like Raxor. I definitely recommend standing right next to the glyphs, especially for the meteor special, because it puts a small bind on you and then you walk afterwards until it lands on you. These glyphs can also null the damage of the fire and shadow waves, but it would be good practice to run through them or avoid them completely to not burn through the glyphs too fast. After phase 1 and 2, you'll be teleported to a cool little agility course. You can one-tick jump across the rocks to get to a demon at the end. This demon will take max hit damage for each hit you land off prayer, alternate between mage and melee because he is always praying range. For our setups, we just brought a singular melee weapon for a quick one-way switch to make things super easy and to maximize inventory space. When you teleport back to the boss for phase 3, spread out from your teammate. There will no longer be any big specs that require mitigating damage with the glyphs, but there will still be a lot going on. Yama will drop 3 fireballs over top of you. When they hit the ground, it'll deal damage in an hourglass shape. As long as you walk directly next to the middle fireballs, you'll avoid all damage. These will take some practice to get used to, but it is far from all you'll need to do in phase 3. Occasionally a flare will spawn at half health. This is where the purging staff spec is really nice. Expect them to one-shot them and get back to the boss. Yama will also continue the fire and shadow auto attacks you have to swap prayers for, and on top of all of that, the shadow waves happen for a good portion of phase 3, so it's a big DPS race. All in all, I thought Yama was a ton of fun on release. The mechanics are cool, and thematically, the boss is badass. If there's one thing they could alter a bit, I'd say make the shadow auto attack a bit more noticeable. The fire auto is super obvious, but sometimes in phase 3, you can't even see that you're getting hit by a shadow because shit's so chaotic. Thanks for watching the Yama quick guide for mage only kills. I make other guides when I can, upload clue openings and Iron Man progression videos, so subscribe for more of that. If you're interested in checking out my thoughts on the new Melee Zulrah, check out the video on the right. Until next time, peace.